Anyway, guys, where was I? So, yeah, I was rebooked for another flight. Sorry, I keep on going off. But I was rebooked for another flight. So, the first flight was to go through Denver and then Seattle. The second flight was now going through Vegas and then Seattle. So, we got to Vegas at I think 2 o'clock in the night. And then the next flight from Vegas to Seattle was gonna go at 5:30 or something thereabout. Anyway, so we made our way to the right gate, blah blah blah, and and I was gonna go board, so they started checking us in, whatever. So I was gonna go board. I wasn't stressed or anything, so I was gonna go board, and the lady was like, "Sorry, ma'am, you have to pay for your luggage." Again, mind you. So I was like, well, if you want for me to pay for my luggage, let me just run, get the cash. There's a lady I was hanging out with the whole time. So she was like, no, I can pay for you and then you just give me the cash. So before you run to the automat and get this machine to put in the money, and it will waste a lot of time. So just get the cash and I'll pay for you. And then you can give me the cash. I was like, fine. All this time, I've told you guys, my credit card wasn't working and my bank account number, my bank wasn't working. So I was using PayPal the whole time. So they don't take PayPal, they don't take cash, they just take a card or credit card, right? Okay. I don't know if you guys are following, but okay. I'll do another video if you guys are not following. Anyway. So I ran to the automat, to the machine thingy, the ATM, sorry, to get the cash. And when I came back, because when I ran to the ATM, people are still getting in the flight, right? People are still checking in, people are still getting in. So by the time I came back, which it wasn't far, it wasn't even like you could see the ATM while standing on the counter, on the check-in counter. You could see the ATM literally. So I ran with my suitcase coming back. The lady was waiting for me, the one who wanted to pay for me cash with her card. Come back, and I just see the lady's hand like that through the gate. And this lady who was checking people, who was getting people in the flight, I don't know what to call them, she literally just locked the gate when I just got there. Like, she saw me running with my suitcase and she literally just closed the gate in front of me. The shock, guys, I was hysterically crying. I cried so much. I cried like probably 20 minutes. I was just crying, like I couldn't believe it. And she was like, sorry ma'am, there's nothing I can do, the supervisor wants us to close it. So I had to close it. I was like, oh shit. Because listen, I missed my flight. I didn't really miss it. I was at the airport, but the passport came late, so I missed that one. And then now they're telling me they closed the gate on the transit flight in front of my eyes. Like, she could have just waited 1 second, and I was there. Like, but she just closed the gate. She's like, sorry, ma'am. Sorry, ma'am. There's nothing I can do. The supervisor told me to close. It's 45%. That's the rule, and I have to close the gate. I was like, wow. Oh gosh. Anyway, so I cried my eyes out, guys. I have a video of after crying. I recorded a video on my phone. But well, after I cried the 20 minutes, she was just looking at me and she was like, so what do you want to do? Should I rebook you or what? Hey, these Hispanics. Yani nimewainamishia hivi. These Hispanics, they can treat you like shit. Hispanics can treat you like shit. So she was like, oh, so I rebook you or what? I was like, fine, because I wasn't crying no more. I was like, fine, rebook me. And she was like, now you have to, so she was rebooking me, but not for a flight that goes to Seattle. She was rebooking me for a flight that has to go to Denver, and then from Denver now to Seattle. It's like I was doing just rounds and rounds and rounds. And I was like, fine. So she rebooked me. I was so angry at this point. I was there from 2 o'clock in the night, and now it was like 6 o'clock. So people have checked in. People, the flight is standing there, but she's like, I'm not letting you in. So whatever. I rebooked it. I had to pay for the luggage. Yes, I had to pay for the luggage. I did. The $99. The luggage was $99 every time, and rebooking, depending, I was charged $104. So I don't know how they calculate that, but well, anyway. So I rebooked. She gave me the boarding passes. I did not check, and she booked me for a flight that was leaving Vegas at 3:30 or thereabout. So I was like, well, it's 6 o'clock in the morning and my flight is leaving later in the afternoon. So what do I do? So I met the bus out of it, went to Vegas, took a taxi. Even like, guys, I didn't know the US, like, racism is like on another level. Guys, racism in the US, and it's not even like it's the colored people that show you racism. It's people like, I was shook. Hispanics, my gosh. So I get out of the airport and I'm like, I want to take taxi. I asked around the airport and I was like, so where can I go in Vegas? That is not really far, but I want to see Vegas a little bit because I have a few hours in Vegas. Where can I go? And they're like, oh, go to MGM Grand. That's like a casino. It's like 15 minutes away. It's not so far. It's amazing. And thereabout, you'll see a lot of things. So I was like, fine, let me just go out and take a taxi. So I went out. No, I didn't just take a taxi. I wanted to take a taxi. And this guy, like older Asian guy, he's telling me like, oh, mom, taxi expensive. Taxi expensive. You don't want to go, to the other side. There's Uber. Uber is cheap. I say, well, expensive, like, how much is taxi? Like, how expensive is taxi? And he's like, taxi costs $22. I was like, ah. Hey, gosh. $22, and he's telling me that is expensive. I should go to the other side and take an Uber. An Uber just costs $10. And at this point I was pissed. I was fucking shit. Like I wasn't okay. So maybe he just meant it well. But I was like, why is this guy thinking I can't pay $21 or $22 for a taxi? Like, what is $21? What is $22? Like, who does he take me for? Anyway. So I just told me no, because I was nazifol. Like I was so fed up at this point. I was just like, no, I don't want to go the other side. I want to take a taxi, and I'm taking you. Like, you're not taking me or what? Like, let's go. So we went, and then got to the MGM Grand. I paid him money. I even gave him $30 instead of $21, just to show him, dude, I can pay the taxi. Maybe he didn't. Maybe he meant well. I don't know. Either way, I went there and got there, got to the casino, had a nice time. Again, same thing with Hispanics in the casino. I was literally sitting there for about, I think, let me not lie, about 20 minutes. I went extra straight to the bar. I mean, I didn't go to the bar first. I went to the casino, checked around, looked around, had some fun, played some gambling, and then went to the bar. I was sitting there, just chilling. I don't mind sitting at the bar by myself. I like it. I don't mind it. So I was just chilling and I was waiting. It's normal. Like if you go to a bar, like the barkeeper, I'm used to that. So the barkeeper comes and asks, oh, hello, ma'am, what can I get you? Or something like that. And I was waiting and waiting and waiting. And these guys, those two barkeepers, like none of them is coming and asking, like, Okay. None of them. I was on phone, so I wasn't really bothered. But I was like, this is weird. I mean, a customer is sitting and no one is even coming to ask, like, what can I get you? That's rude. That's so rude. Anyway, so I'm just sitting there and waiting. 20 minutes passed and I was like, no, this ain't it. This is weird. So I was like, excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir. I was so loud. I was like, excuse me, sir, can I get something to drink? And he was like, oh, yes, ma'am. What can I get you? I was like, something with gin. I want something with gin. And he was like, oh, well. Because, guys, like, let me just say, everywhere there's a lot of Mexican, there's more tequila and I don't know what else. But gin is not really popular, I think. So he was looking at me kind of weird, like, gin? Like, you're in a tequila territory. Why are you asking for gin? And so he gave me the card. I looked on, so just give. I don't even remember what I ordered, but I was just like, well, give me this one. So he gave it to me. And I was drinking. I just drank one cocktail. Yeah, I was like, I'm not giving these guys too much money. They're so rude. So I drank one cocktail, went to Mandalay Bay. I walked around Vegas a little bit, and then I saw Mandalay Bay, which is very famous, I think, for the shooting of, I don't remember who. I don't know, guys. I know just people are shot there, but well, I just know the name. So I went there, went to the bar. The restaurant was full and everything, so there was no space at the restaurant. So I just sat at the bar, ate something, went straight back to the airport. And then while I was going to go through security check. No, sorry. Went back to the airport, got my flight, went to Denver, where I was supposed to get the transit. Okay. So I'm in Denver. I have like 3 hours or something thereabout. And then I was like, let me get out real quick and come back in. So when I came back in, I was going to go through security. And this guy at the security is like, sorry, ma'am, the name on your passport does not match the name on your boarding pass. Oh Lord, I was like, what? But this is the same boarding pass I came with from Vegas to here to Denver. What do you mean the name does not match? He's like, no, ma'am. So I was so angry in Vegas that I didn't check my boarding pass that the name wasn't matching. Anyway, he's like, sorry, ma'am, the name on your boarding pass doesn't match the name on your ID and I can't let you in and blah, blah, blah. So I was like, I'm not going to start here exchanging words with security or police, a guy, I don't know, customs. I'm not going to do that because I'll be wasting more time. And US is dangerous. I might find myself in jail. So let me just go back to the counter and check. Fine. So I'm to the counter. I was checking on the counter and I was telling the lady, sorry, I came from Vegas and the lady who rebooked my flight put the wrong name on my boarding pass. So I can't take this flight, but I have to take this flight because I've been on the road now for more than 24 hours. I'm exhausted. I need a bath. I need food. I need to sleep. I'm exhausted at this point. Like, I'm done. I really need to get home. She's like, sorry, ma'am, it's not that easy. I can't just change your name on the boarding pass. I have to ask my supervisor. I was like, well, okay, go on and ask. And then she went and asked, and they're like, no, we don't have flights to Seattle tonight. I was like, that's not true, because I just came from the gate and there was a flight that was going to Seattle tonight. So don't tell me there's no flight, because I just saw the flight. And she was like, yeah, but that flight is full and your name is not on the flight. I was like, I was booked in that flight with the wrong name, so definitely have a space there. I was like, no, sorry, ma'am, we have to rebook you. And I was like, what? Again? Hey, gosh. So she was like, yeah, we have to rebook you. Like, either we book you with a flight that's going in 1 hour, it's going back to Vegas, and then from there you'll get a flight to Seattle, or you stay here overnight, and then you take the flight tomorrow morning at 10, and that flight will take you straight to Seattle. I was like, no fucking way. I'm not sleeping at the airport, and I'm not going back to Vegas because the Vegas people are not friendly at all. So you find a way. I need to talk to someone. I said I need to talk to a manager. I need to sort to talk to someone. Like, this can't be happening. I was guys. So she was like, no, there's no one you can talk to. It's just me and my supervisor, and there's nothing we can do. I was like, okay, fine. Look for a hotel for me or whatever. I don't know. Like, I need something. Give me a hotel to sleep in. Something. And she was like, oh, sorry, mom. Our hands are tied. Blah, 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 blah. So you just have to go to the, what did she say? I have to go to the official website of the, of Frontier Airlines, write a complaint. And then I was like, so how long does it take before someone gets back to me? And she's like, 24 hours. I'm like, in 24 hours, that's not gonna help me. I need help now. Give me a second, guys. So she was like, yeah, there's nothing I can do, but give me a minute, she said. Go sit down because this will take a minute. So she called her supervisor and she started looking through the whatever she was doing. I don't know whether she was taking her time. She was nice, but she was taking her sweet time. So I waited like half an hour, and I was just looking at her. I was literally sitting opposite her on like a bench, and I was looking at her. And she called me back like half an hour later, and she was like, what I can do for you is I can put you on that same flight on standby. I was like, well, that's okay. I don't mind. But you know, guys, standby means either if you're lucky, you'll take that flight. If you're not lucky, then, well, you have to take the next one. So I go to the gate. Before I went to the gate, I noticed that my boarding pass was written on no carry-on allowed. And I paid for carry-on in Vegas, so I was not gonna pay for carry-on for a second time in what's it called? In Denver. I said I paid for my luggage in Vegas. I'm not gonna pay again here. And she was like, ma'am, you can discuss all you want, but this flight is gonna leave and then you have to wait up to tomorrow anyway, so you better go instead of discussing with me here. So I said, okay, then give me the 2 boarding passes that were written the wrong name on, but the carry-on was paid and disallowed. And she said, no, mom, I can't give you that. I have to keep that. I said, no, give it to me because they're going to make problems once I go upstairs to the gate. They're going to make problems again. Just give them to me. And she gave them to me. So I ran to the gate. Get there. There's 5 people waiting on standby. So I'm like, 5 people? This is crazy. Did they sell their tickets, or I don't know, it's weird. Anyway, so the 1, 2, 3, everybody has boarded now. The four guys, now they're boarding them one by one. Then gets to me, and then she's like, sorry ma'am, you have to pay for the luggage again. I was like, ma'am, sorry, but I'm not gonna pay for the luggage again. I paid for the luggage in Vegas. I'm gonna pay again. I'm not gonna pay. Like, I had cried enough at this point. I was mistreated enough. I've been up and down. I've paid for rebookings. I've paid for the luggage. I said I'm not gonna pay nothing no more. Like, I was up to here. And she's like, sorry ma'am, if you can't pay, you can't board. I was like, well, I'm not paying, and if you don't want me to board, well, I was tired. I was just like, do what you want to do. And there was a lady there who was also very rude. She was a Hispanic. as well. I don't know what's wrong with these Hispanics in the US. Like, who do they think they are? Do they think they really own the US? I have no idea. Anyway, she was so fucking rude. And she was like, yeah. She was like, your card was declined. It's declined because my card hasn't been working since I stepped foot in the US. Those are German cards. The bank blocked my cards because they didn't know I was traveling. You guys don't take what's it called? You don't take Apple Pay. You don't take cash money. What should I do? Weirdly, I could get money from my account, like cash money from the ATM, but I couldn't pay with my cards. Anyway, so she was so rude. And then her supervisor came in. I think she looked like she's from Hawaii or something like that, that supervisor. And she was like, why are you being so nasty to customers? You should be helping them. Why are you making their life so difficult? Oh my God. She said, and that girl was pushing her supervisor. Like, a supervisor was like, do you know I'm your supervisor? Don't you ever dare put your hands on me again. I was like, yes, bitch. Bitch. She was unnecessarily like rude. And he was like, you should be helping the people. Why are you making their lives difficult and all that? And like, if you ever put your hands on me again, I'm gonna report you. I was like, bitch, that's the way you go. But she was trying to help me, but she didn't really help because she's the one who closed it. Listen. So she's like, Mom, you have to pay. I said, Mom, look, I have 2 boarding passes. I already paid for my luggage in Vegas. They are the wrong name, but I paid. Like, the lady in Vegas gave me the wrong names on my boarding pass. Like, who does that? Anyway, she was like, sorry, Mom, no pay, no boarding. And that's what happened. I was literally standing there. Everybody has boarded. Even the pilot came out to look at what's happening. Why not getting done? And she literally closed the gate on me again while I was standing there. Oh my gosh, like how much pish can one have? Literally. I was like, this is too much. This is too much. So yeah. She closed the gate and I was helpless. I couldn't even cry no more. I didn't have my tears were dried up. I couldn't even cry no more. So I was just standing there. And then as soon as she closed the gate, she got a phone call. I don't know from where. And she was like, Mom, could you please come real quick? I was like, oh, what? I just saw her running to her computer and like checking some things. And she's like, Mom, can you come real quick? And I was like, you can get in. I checked her computer, and there was my name and the 2 luggages were written on that. I like carry on allowed. So literally got in that flight. After they had closed it, I was bawling. Oh my God. I was crying with my suitcase and then holding my bag like this because it was like open. I was bawling. You know, guys, when you're crying and you're doing... I got in the flight. Everybody was seated. The flight was ready to leave. I was crying like a baby. I was like pulling my suitcase, like tears just rolling on my cheeks. I couldn't help myself. I couldn't stop crying. I don't know if I was crying because I had been frustrated so much, or that was tears of joy, tears of relief that I'm finally going home after almost 36 hours on the road, on the air, whatever. I was so done. But guys, Frontier Airlines, never, ever, ever. That was my first and last time. Like, it's even giving me jitters if I'm thinking about going to the US. It's like the frustration with this airline. I can't even put it in words. A flight that was supposed to take me 6 hours ended up taking me like, I think almost 36 hours. That is fucking crazy. I need to make a formal complaint. I'm gonna go to their website this weekend, write a formal complaint and see what they have to say, because that's not normal. And then there is no one to talk to, and there is no number you can call, like customer support. I hear they used to have it, but they don't have it anymore. So like you have to write a formal complaint on their website, and then they get back to you after 24 hours. Like after 24 hours, I need sleep now, I need food now. But guys, yeah, that's how it was. And like I said, Frontier Airlines is shit. It's a shitty airline. Don't you ever, if you go to the US, don't you ever, book Delta Airlines. I don't know, book some more expensive normal airline, even if you pay more, because at the end of the day, even if you pay more for Delta or for United, what is it called, United Airlines, I think it's called, uh even if you pay less for the budget airline, you're still gonna come back to the same amount of money. Because if I calculate the rebookings I did, the luggage payments I did, I'm coming to almost $500, I think. Yeah, almost $500. So it's just better. And the flight itself had cost me $277. So, sorry. With all these rebookings and luggage and this and that and all this shit, I literally had used the same amount of money that I could have used while paying Delta Airlines. Amazing airline, you know? So, in the quest of trying to save some cash, I wasted 36 hours on road and almost $500 on rebookings and luggages. So that was a lesson learned. Will never happen again, by the way. Once bitten, twice shy. But yeah, I'm just warning you guys so that when you travel to the US, you don't go through the same shit that I went through with this stupid airline. Okay, guys, that's it for this video. I'm getting out, so just getting ready. And I'll see you guys next time. I might do another video. This was just me trying the live, but yep. See you guys next time. Thank you, Samben. Bye bye. Ciao, guys. Have a beautiful weekend. Bye.